Discipline in the traditional sense of grinding through a task to get it done is not the true meaning of the word discipline. Discipline comes from the root word disciple, which means to be a student. Following your bliss is a lesson to learn from Steve Jobs, Joseph Campbell, Buddha, and yourself. Notice how much more alive you feel when you follow your heart and bliss, as opposed to forcing yourself to grind through and do something. What it means to be blissiplined is to be a disciple or student of your highest bliss and purpose for life. Blissipline is operated from the flow state of passion, joy, intuition, adventure, playfulness, and what have you. Whereas discipline, in the traditional sense, comes from a grinding and hustle mentality of taking life too seriously and forcing yourself to do something you don't want to do. Notice the different energies associated with discipline as it is traditionally thought of and blissipline. Isn't it true that our best work comes from inspiration and playfulness as opposed to seriousness? This is why a sense of humor is vital. Humor is not just about making people laugh. Humor is a mindset that reminds you to enjoy the present moment and be playful with it. People who have a great sense of humor have a great life. Humor can also help you cope. And when I said that, I want you to notice that people who have a great sense of humor, they do have a great life. Humor is a reflection of that which is within you already, that peace and that ease. Becoming blissiplined is an art, it's a journey. And never work a day in your life. Always keep playing. Live entirely through being and put an end to all doing through blissiplinning yourself to turn your life into a playground of purpose and playfulness. I often hear people talking about procrastination and how bad or how it must be avoided and dealt with. But rarely do I hear people talking about how procrastination is actually a good thing. I mean, think about it. What is procrastination really? And what is its function? Here's what I have come to a conclusion as a result of my own personal thinking about it. I may be wrong, but it's up to you to validate for yourself what you think is true for you. What is procrastination? Procrastination is avoiding emotional labor. That is the thought that first came to my mind. But I realized that procrastination as a concept is much more broad than that. I came up with the definition that procrastination is the process of delaying, postponing, or avoiding anything. This means that if you have any thought of something and you either delay, postpone, or avoid doing it at that time, you are procrastinating. This makes it seem very silly to eliminate procrastination. If we eliminated procrastination, then every thought you have of doing something, you would have to act on it right in that given moment. If I have a thought that I want to call my parents, then me not calling them would be procrastination. But I guess it really depends on how it is framed relative to your highest goals and your highest purpose at that moment. For instance, you may be studying, or you may have been procrastinating on your work, school, or life purpose. You then take action to do your life purpose, work, and school studies when a thought to call your parents or go out with your friends seeps into your mind. The thought to hang out with others may appear to be a distraction, or it could be viewed as a way to procrastinate on your current attempts. Or you could be attempting to grind through your work, to stay busy and doing your schoolwork that you don't want to do. And that could be also viewed as a distraction or the procrastination from facing your fears and calling your parents. You see, distraction and procrastination are relative to what is most important to you at that time. is relative to your highest love, bliss, and inspiration that you have in any given moment. That is why being blissiplined is important as opposed to being disciplined. Blissipline is simply having proper priorities and being a disciple of the student, of being a disciple and student to those highest priorities of your highest bliss and love and also your inspiration for life. It is essentially being an employee of your higher self, whereas discipline is traditionally thought of as grinding through work to get it done. The disciplined mindset views procrastination as the enemy, as something to eliminate, but you are not really eliminating procrastination through your disciplined mindset approach. What you are really doing is procrastinating on your highest bliss, inspirations, and highest joys and love for life. The disciplined mindset may view thoughts of inspiration to hang out with friends and call family as a distraction that will lead you to procrastinate. But actually, the real distraction is you not following your inspirations and love. You may think that grinding through your work or your 9-to-5 grind is your inspiration, which it actually may be your initial inspiration at first. I may have an initial inspiration to write a book or to do this YouTube video here. I may be flowing with it at first. I may be flowing with my book or YouTube project at first, but I may get to a point where that flow begins to turn into a grind. When it becomes a grind, I may not have that initial joy as I once did, and that is okay. The mind needs to procrastinate in order to critically analyze our choices and plans, as well as to keep us in alignment with our highest values, joys, and inspirations in life. If you are having fun and are in alignment with your highest self, which means your highest joys, love, inspiration, and all that, then procrastination is not such a bad thing as long as it's something you are, as long as it is expanding you towards your higher self and not as an escape into your lower self. Which brings me to the idea of what I learned from the movie Christopher Robin, which is a great movie, by the way, is that doing nothing can lead to the very best of something. And that's where I distinguish between conscious procrastination and unconscious procrastination. Conscious procrastination is simply the process of actively delaying, avoiding, and postponing areas of your life that are no longer serving you so that you can embody more love, inspiration, insight, and wisdom into your life to better help you to be in flow with your mission and highest bliss and purpose. This is what I have been discovering. This is what I have been discussing above. This is what I have been discussing, is that deliberately delaying our tasks so that we can be in alignment where life is going well for us, it's flowing. That's where we need to be at, is where things are already figured out for us. On the contrary, unconscious procrastination can lead to negative results for our lives. I define unconscious procrastination as the process of delaying, avoiding, or postponing something despite knowing that it will have negative consequences for you. I think of unconscious procrastination as what most people talk about when they are wanting to eliminate procrastination. What most people talk about when they say to eliminate procrastination is they're really talking about eliminating the unconscious procrastination. But without conscious procrastination, we cannot be in alignment with our highest blisses and purposes in life. Society, as well as our own mind, is always designed to keep us busy with problems, but our soul or spirit is always designed to keep us attuned to our intuition, passions, fun, excitement, and joys. Our soul or spirit is the child to our adult selves. Our minds are the rational adult part, but our spirit is the emotional child. None is better than the other. Both parts of your psyche are important. We need the childlike part to connect us back with spirit, magic, wonder, and playfulness, while keeping the adult-like part to have the rationality to keep us to survive and fulfill our obligations and duties. The key is to balance. That's the key, is to have balance and have our relationships with all the different parts of our minds. It's kind of like your family. You want to have a relationship with all of them, and your mind is like different parts of your family. Our minds and psyches need to have balance. We can't be too disciplined, and neither can we be too impulsive or playful either. I mean, we can, but a healthy psyche is not at discord with itself. The ideal is for all parts of our minds to be welcomed, and for all parts to be on the same mission to serve our higher self. What I mean by higher self is being in harmony with our intuition and highest passions, and all that makes us our best and highest versions of ourselves. That's what higher self really means. Our lower self is fearful, disconnected from our feelings, hyperlogical, depressed, uninspired, addicted, etc. Conscious procrastination is about being on the path towards our higher self. If that means to take a break and do nothing so that you can quiet your mind for an answer to come, then go do that. Productivity itself can be a trap, which can make people believe that procrastination is an evil to be procrastinated with. See what I did there? But in reality, the productivity mindset that unused time is wasted time has the energy of your lower self, if you can intuit that. How can you ever waste time if you truly enjoy your time and are in alignment with your higher self?